Well, hello. So, yes, I did go and see my plastic surgeon. Um, I never intended in my entire life to ever go to a plastic surgeon. Um, but I did. And here's why. So, in one of my videos about why I quit teaching, I mentioned the fact that um, I wouldn't make doctor's appointments for myself for various things because I didn't like getting subs and all that stuff. Well, so in a way, this video is kind of an update to that. So here's how I ended up seeing a plastic surgeon. This started, I don't know how long ago, but I would pick at my scalp, and it was just a boredom or nervous habit. I don't know. Well, there was a spot, and I kept messing with it, and I guess eventually it scabbed over, and a small little cyst formed, and at first I just kind of thought, oh, it's a pimple on my scalp. And so I would try to pop it and nothing would ever happen. And over time, it just kept getting larger and larger. And eventually it got to the point, and I never made an appointment for this. I would never pursue going to see a doctor for it. But it got to the point where it had gotten so large on my scalp, it was right around here, that you could, if my hair moved a certain way, you could see the cyst. And so a couple months ago, I had made an appointment to go and see the dermatologist. Hoping they could just go ahead and take care of it at the dermatologist office, doctor's office. And so I went in there and showed them my cyst on my scalp. And they told me that, unfortunately, I had waited too long for them to be able to take care of it in their office. Because they said, like the scalp, it can, the way the scalp bleeds, they wouldn't really be able to handle and control the bleeding in their office, because the cyst had gotten too large. And so they referred me to a list of plastic surgeons. I was like, oh, so that was kind of funny how I joked about that with my family, how I'm going to go see a plastic surgeon. So that's how it ended up happening, that I had to see a plastic surgeon. And so I did go to the plastic surgeons, and they gave me a list of different plastic surgeons that I could go and visit. And the very first person on the list, they said, now this one, he's a really good plastic surgeon, but he kind of has a reputation for being kind of blunt and not very good bedside manners and whatever. And honestly, I did not care about that, because truthfully, I wanted somebody who was just going to get it done, take care of it. I didn't need anybody to make me feel good about it or make me feel comfortable. I just wanted it gone. And so I went to go see this plastic surgeon, and just like most people, I guess his reputation preceded him. He was very straight to the point. He was kind, he was friendly. I just told him what I wanted. I told him what was wrong, and we, I think I don't remember what day I saw him. Might have been Wednesday or something like that. And I made an appointment. No, it wasn't even a week later, and I already had an appointment set to get the cyst removed. And it, he looked at it and said, yep, it's a simple cyst. And of course, his tone was a little bit more flat. And he said it would take no more than 30 minutes. And it didn't. It took 30 minutes, and I was out of that office. So I went in less than a week later, and they just simply numbed I was able to do it in his office. He does minor simple procedures in his office. And that constituted as being a simple procedure. So I was able to just do it in his office. And that was one thing I was kind of a little bit nervous about. If I had to have like surgery to remove the scalp, I was a bit, I don't want to say afraid, but I guess I was afraid to go under anesthesia, I guess. I don't think of it. I know I had surgery a long time ago, but I was too young to remember it. But I have no idea how I would come out of anesthesia. I'd probably be a nightmare. So I just kind of wanted to avoid that altogether. Oh no, never mind. I had my wisdom teeth removed. So I remember that now. Anyway, back to the point. So they just simply numbed my scalp. I'm really not afraid of needles, and that was no big deal. I have a high pain tolerance. So the little prick of a needle in my scalp a couple times, did not bother me at all. And I could feel when he cut into the scalp. And I'm sorry, I did not mean to go into detail. But anyway, I got to the point where whenever he was working, and he did not tell me everything that was going on, which I very much appreciate, because I have watched a couple videos on YouTube about the cyst removal on the scalp, and most of the videos were fine. I didn't get bothered by them at all, except for there was one video, and this was the last video I watched, where for some reason the doctor that was removing the cyst was doing a lot of talking and describing everything he was doing, and it just kind of made me like, I can't watch this anymore. So I was really thankful that the plastic surgeon who removed my cyst, did not talk and tell me every little thing he was doing, because it just allowed me to kind of be calm and not let it get to my head, which he was working on my head. So I appreciated that very much. And so I got to a certain point where I could feel what he was doing, and I was just like, just rip it out, just rip it out. I'm like, just get this stupid thing out of me. So anyway, the worst part was the stitches. I think psychologically that messes with my mind. Anyway, I had to sit through watching my daughter get stitches. Actually, I didn't sit through it because I had to sit down and put my head between my knees because I felt faint. For some reason, stitches must just be my weakness. So when it got time for him to stitch my scalp, that was not pleasant. Anyway, so I was out of there. 30 minutes later, I was back in my truck. Now, I will say, I mean, I'm very appreciative, and I'm glad that he was straight and to the point and took care of what was needed, because that's what I wanted. His nurse was very sweet, very kind. And she didn't talk much during the procedure either, but she did help move my hair over and fix it so that you couldn't really see the stitches as much. So she was really very kind and really cared about, the patient. So it was a really good experience. I do go back to get my stitches removed next week, but I guess, anyway, so I have stitches in my head, and I guess in my mind, I kept thinking, oh, this is going to be like a dental procedure. You get a couple shots to numb your gums, your lips may swell a little bit, and they pull your tooth, or they do your filling, and you're good to go about your day. Just be careful, don't eat anything, or you'll chew your lips off, or chew your tongue out. But so that day, I got the procedure done. 30 minutes later, I was out of the office on my way home, picked up the kids, stopped by somewhere to get lunch, go to an archery tournament, drop off my son, grab my daughter's dance stuff, haul it to dance, and I walk around Big Lots just having some fun, passing time. And all of this after I have a head wound. Wasn't thinking. I just assumed, oh, quick procedure, in and out, gone. And so I did all that. Was it that night that I noticed my forehead? No, it was Tuesday. I noticed my forehead right here, was starting to swell up. And it looked crazy. Like, I sent a message to my husband saying I look like a Klingon. You know, he's like, which one? And he sent me 3 different pictures. I guess I looked like the earliest form of a Klingon. So that was just really weird. And then eventually the swelling went down into my eyes. And I think by Wednesday, the swelling was starting in my eyes. And now today, I think it's kind of more here a little bit. Although I am wearing makeup because my daughter had dance pictures and I didn't want to be scaring people with poofiness. So I tried to hide it with makeup. But anyway, so that's been interesting. And that was something I did not expect. And so I did call the doctor's office and I asked him if it was normal. He said it was, and that I should just take it easy, you know, like occasionally throughout the day, lay down, lay my head back, put some ice on it, you know, just to kind of help with the swelling. And she did say at the end, when the nurse called me back, she said, after she told me that I need to kind of be resting, take it easy. She said, and make sure you don't do anything that works up a sweat. And this was Thursday morning. I was like, oops, I had done yard work Wednesday. So, bad me. So anyway, I've taken it easy the past 2 days, except for dance pictures. So, I guess I learned my lesson. So, okay, so to get down to the nitty gritty and the real reason why I want to make this video, not just to explain my plastic surgeon experience, I let that go, that bump on my head. It had to have been more than 2 or 3 years. I mean, it could have been 5. I kind of lost track of time on how long that bump had been there. The bump had gotten like, I mean, it was right here. I can feel the stitches poking up a little bit. It was kind of right here. If I were to put my finger on my scalp, the bump had gotten taller than my finger is right. Like, you know, it had gotten taller than my finger. I never actually measured how the diameter of the bump. If I could guess, it would probably be anywhere between the diameter of a nickel and a quarter, but I never measured. So to me, that was a fairly large cyst. To me, I could be wrong, but I let that go for so long because I mentioned reasons in one of those videos for why I stopped teaching. I wasn't taking care of myself. And I'm learning. I'm trying to take better care of myself. I still have, I've made other doctor's appointments for other issues. Good news is my hearing is fine. So sorry if it may seem like I don't hear you, but maybe it's because I'm distracted. But my hearing is fine. Also, I may have a little bit of acid reflux, which could cause other little issues. But I do have another doctor's appointment for something else coming up in April, but that's another issue altogether. So I'm trying to be better about taking care of myself, and I feel like I've allowed myself, since I'm not teaching full time, I'm teaching my children, you know, and whatever. But I wish as a teacher I wouldn't have been afraid to say I need to take care of myself. I need to get a sub. And I didn't like leaving busy work, but I just, it's a hard situation to be in. So there you have it. An update. I have made doctor's appointments and something has gotten taken care of. So it's a relief to have that bump gone, for now, and hoping it won't come back. So my hair is hiding the stitches very well, I feel. So thank you, Lord, for thick hair right now. I have since gotten a cut. So anyway, okay. Well, I am going to go ahead and go now. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I really do need to kind of finish up the videos on why I quit teaching, because my last 2 reasons kind of go together. And it's kind of going to be a little bit touchy for some people to hear. So I have been thinking a lot about it, and hopefully very soon I will have made a video to post about that, to finish those videos on why I quit teaching. So for now, I am feeling good about my decision. I am taking care of things that I need to take care of myself, you know. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching this video and listening to a minor update on myself. All right. Thank you so much.